So around a month ago, I put out a community post hosting a stealth competition to win some
money.
And the day has come where I decide the winners. I asked you all to send in your stealth runs for any of these 3 games, Assassin's Creed 1, Unity or Mirage. And just to make things more interesting, I decided it wouldn't just be one winner, but also the top 3. Now I got a total of around 50 to 60 submissions, which is an insane amount. So many that it actually took me a few hours, yes hours, to narrow it down to just the top 3. Although I will say shout out to this guy who sent his submission looking like this. Amazing quality by the way. Now here's the thing though, full transparency, I'm not an AC stealth expert, nor have I ever claimed to be. I'm more into the lore, the narratives, and ranking things from a fan's perspective. So yeah, I would not say I'm the most qualified person to judge hardcore stealth gameplay with creative runs and so on. That said, I'll be completely honest, I'm picking the winners mostly based on creativity and vibes from my preference. And some would say my taste is awful based on my ranking videos, and hey, I agree. But we are going to find out. So if your submission did not make the cut, please don't take it personally. I really appreciated every submission. Now I'll first show you their submission and then briefly talk about it after. And if you did make the top 3, be sure to email me again with your Discord or Twitter handle so I know it's you, and we'll sort out the winnings there. So without any further delay, let's get into a couple of honorable mentions first, and then we're going to get into the top 5. Now, the first honorable mention comes from Nona Lisa and their great Assassin's Creed Mirage stealth clip.
Someone throw a knife, look out! I will find you.
This run was impressively clean. I really liked how you made use of such a compact area in the game to pull off everything we just saw, taking out all the guards within that tight space without ever getting spotted. I thought the throwing knife to the leg at the start was quite cool, then dashing a trap to the guys in the back, and letting the original guard get back up so you can finish him off. That's style points for sure. Nona Lisa did this a few times where they would let somebody close by survive just to take out somebody else in the distance, only then to return back to the original enemy to finish them off. It happens right at the end. The guy he poisoned right at the start with the trap finally gets back up, and then he takes him out whilst hiding in this spot. I think the reason it's an honorable mention and it's not any higher is because I'm not much of a big fan when it comes to killing enemies that are poisoned on the floor by pressing R3. I prefer raw one-shot assassination kills. It looks a little bit odd, but regardless, very well-timed clip and definitely well planned to perfection. This second honorable mention comes from Ecam and his Assassin's Creed Unity stealth clip.
The hell happened? Oh shit!
Now, a couple of things to talk about with this clip. Very fast paced, and I think it's probably one of the fastest paced clips that was submitted. So kudos to you for keeping up that momentum for the entire 90 seconds. ACU fixes was used in this clip, as shown by the top left, which is allowed, so that's totally fine. So he starts off with a cool direction change rope swing to phantom blade shot on the enemy mid-air in style, and then he shoots the next enemy. But notice how he's always keeping that momentum going from kill to kill, again going back to how fast paced it is, and he does this throughout the entire run, especially this part where he climbs up to this rooftop, slices the neck of this guard, and instantly drops down to assassinate the guy below. You know, there's a lot about this clip that's fantastic, and for an honorable mention, that just shows you the standard of how great these clips are. So yeah, Ecam, great clip, and thank you for submitting. The third honorable mention comes from Bench and Bale with the Assassin's Creed Mirage stealth clip.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? I'll play you when I find you.
Go in peace.
Help me! Get water! Hurry!
Now the start is already quite innovative. Take out the guard in the back before the guard coming up spots you, so that's a 2-in-1 technically. Also, this clip is super impressive because it all takes place inside a small section inside the House of Wisdom, so he has limited space to work with, but he pulls it off in an impressive fashion by constantly utilizing the environment inside, such as poles, beams and ledges all throughout the place. I will say my one and only slight gripe is that there are a few moments of nothing within these 90 seconds, but the parts that do have action are quite impressive. If you resubmitted with a cleaner attempt, I genuinely think I would have placed this a lot higher, but it's very impressive nonetheless. You know, for example, slow motion throwing knife to the guard in the back whilst catching the ledge and then performing an assassination on the guy below to take him out. That's a super clean transition from the ledge, and again utilizing such a small space. Also this part, assassinating this guy from above to then placing a trap on his dead body, which is important, and then going around the corner to then using a noisemaker to burn the enemy and then watching that enemy run into the trap that he placed on the previous dead body, and then in the end taking him out with a clean strike. Very well planned stealth run. Great job, man. Now for the final honorable mention, we have Hidden Blade Gaming with their Mirage stealth clip. Now I'll be completely honest, from this point on, it was quite tricky to determine what is an honorable mention and what is a top 5, but they're all incredible.
What?
The moment I saw this submission, my first thought went straight to that Ubisoft Forward gameplay showcase for this game before it came out, specifically that stealth segment they showed off in this exact part of the map. But what Hidden Blade Gaming does here is take that concept and elevate it, making the whole sequence far more efficient. He also put on the Assassin's Creed 1 filter, which is always a nice touch, the use of the noisemaker to lure in the guard, followed by a smooth transition into assassin focus for a throwing knife takedown on the enemy below, to then snapping right back into focus to eliminate the guard in the back while leaping back onto the wooden beam at the same time. It's fantastic execution, to be honest. It's also a great clip as he utilizes pretty much as many tools as he could. The ending part was super smooth. So in the Ubisoft Forward gameplay, they pretty much use the assassin focus to take out all the enemies in the area, which was a bit cheap. But what Hidden Blade Gaming does is use two well-timed smoke bombs to distract these two guys. Then he performs a slow motion throwing knife to 3 enemies at the right timing, which is quite tricky to pull off, to then landing in the smoke, assassinating the enemy in the smoke, and then chain assassinating the other guy, and then finally running up to the last guy with a standard assassination, and he's out of there. Such a clean and well executed clip. Okay, and now we move into the top 5. And at 5th place we have Anonymous Assassin with his fantastic Assassin's Creed 1 stealth run.
Gather round! Heed well what I have to say.
He will pay dearly!
Instantly, what I loved about this clip is how he utilized his parkour in the stealth run. You know, he's back and side ejecting his way up the building. Here is a very good usage of the catcher ledge that is definitely missing in recent Assassin's Creed games. He positions himself to back eject, to then grabbing the ledge of the building, to side ejecting to the wooden platform on the side. I will say climbing a ladder in Assassin's Creed is pretty interesting. I mean, when on earth do we ever climb a ladder in this franchise? That feels illegal. But apart from that, it's a great submission. And then throughout the entire clip, he's actually planning his way to each target using my favorite iteration of the parkour systems with classic Assassin's Creed 1 movement. So yeah, this clip stood out to me, mostly because of the implementation of parkour throughout each kill he did. Great job, Anonymous Assassin, and thank you so much for your submission. And at 4th place we have PT, or Peter, I think, with his very unique Assassin's Creed 1 submission.
إذا رأيته يمر بالجوار لم يبعد كثيرا. I'll take you down. Fire!
Now, I will be completely honest, when I first saw this submission, I had a few doubts. I thought it looked kind of sped up at the start, so I actually reached out to him and he sent the raw clip, and it was indeed not sped up. but it was just how the mission has really bad FPS because of the NPC civilians and how old this game is, so that's impressive. The sequence itself is quite clean, starting with a side eject to a vault over the wooden beam, to then hanging to a drop, to then assassinating the main target, and yes, that is a main story target, so bonus points for that for sure. This part baffled me though. I didn't realize this section lets you perform some sort of a dodgy leap of faith cancel, and he used it quite well to keep the flow of his movement onto the next target, which as you can see, a throwing knife to then leaping into the haystack below, and then near the very end using the lean onto the object to assassinating the guard and effectively killing every enemy there. Just like the AC Unity honorable mention from Ecam I talked about earlier, I love how fast paced this one is. So yeah, kudos to you PT, great submission. Now coming in at third place is the man himself, Ropatopoulos, with his Assassin's Creed Mirage submission.
Too obvious? Yeah! Please help me! Do something! Hold on!
Now I will admit, it feels a bit backwards judging a Ropatopoulos stealth clip considering he's the kind of player who should be judging me, but hey, I've got a job to do. This clip was fantastic, very smooth kills from each target to the next, starting with a slow motion throwing knife to assassin focus on the target next to him. Ejecting up the building, and this is the cool part by the way, he just narrowly avoids detection and then slips into hiding and lets the guard approach the spot where he thought he saw Basim, and boom, clean assassination from inside. Also again, look at this one, he jumps onto the ledge of this object whilst dashing a throwing knife and at the same time assassinating the other enemy nearby. It's these kinds of 2-in-1 combos that are always so satisfying to watch. The use of the torch to burn an enemy adds a nice bit of variety too. Overall, there is so much packed into this clip that I'm probably not even doing it full justice trying to break it all down. It all wraps up beautifully with a smooth descent, taking out every enemy in the area as he goes. A trap set for the heavy guard, a poison smoke bomb for the entrance guards, and tossing knives at the rest. Just flawless execution, but hey, it's Ropatopoulos, so what else would you expect? At second place, just missing out on first place, is Mafia RTX with his incredibly planned Assassin's Creed Unity stealth run. Now, a fun fact about this submission, it was submitted 2 hours before the deadline ended, and it almost did not make it, but it's a very well planned Assassin's Creed Unity stealth run. I love the rainy atmosphere of this clip, and how it also is part of the main target mission. And to name the clip Batman of Paris fits quite well. So he starts in the haystack taking out the guard, and then makes his way up the building and around to then leaping into a haystack, which narrowly gets him detected, but it also brings the guard closer to assassinate. And this part was quite funny. This guard spots him, but because Arno is fast as hell, he completely jukes the guard, climbing up to then leaping down on him. I thought how that played out was quite clean, even this kill. The fantastic animations in Unity definitely did a great job for this clip. I'll also be completely honest, I did not even know that this was a ledge assassination animation, so the more you know. Then he climbs the pole, side ejects to the roof, does a nice little direction change hang for style points, then tosses a cherry bomb to lure those enemies away who are at the table, side ejecting down, then dropping a smoke bomb, and this is the cool part, he ends the clip by pulling out a rifle, and then boom, the main target is dead. Oh, and by the way, the cut to black was his editing, and it fits quite well. So yeah, amazing submission from Mafia RTX. And coming in at first place and winner of the competition with one of the most unique and creative stunt runs I've seen is the More Death with his Assassin's Creed Mirage submission.
Awful timing. Time to move.
Go on! Death holds no! What? Taste death! Ah!
Now let's talk about this one. Smoke bomb to the guard down below, and then this is a cool part. He jumps off the roof, does a full 180 to dash a throwing knife into the window and take out the guard inside. I mean, damn. And he's not done. He climbs up the window, goes inside, and runs towards the guy he smoke bombed at the very start, narrowly getting detected only to burn him alive with a torch. So that's quite brutal. So already within 20 seconds it's creative as hell. Now this is the best part for me. He teleports to this guy to assassinate him, throws a torch down below to burn the guy on the right, whilst teleport assassinating to the guy on the left, but the guy on the right just runs away whilst on fire and we don't even pay attention to him. Now I don't know about you, but that's such a creative kill that I absolutely loved, and I haven't seen it been done before. And there's even more. He slow motion throwing knife kills the guard and teleports to the other guard next to him just to enter the ship. Now this next part is a bit janky, I will admit, but the creativity and the thought is top tier, and it's why it's number one. He dashes a knife at the guy's legs to stun him, and then this is the crazy part. He lets the chicken, yes, the chicken, finish the guy off as he parries his attack to stun him, leaving him near death. And then boom, he's dead. That right there is probably one of the most creative stealth clips I've ever seen, and it's a clear winner. So congratulations to you, the More Death. And that wraps up the stealth competition. If you submitted a clip and you did not see it featured in this video, please know it's not because your entry was not good. I genuinely had a ton of submissions and judging them was no easy task, but I did watch every single one, and this is the top 5 I ended up going with. However, if you placed in the top 3, feel free to shoot me an email with your Discord or Twitter handle so we can get in touch and sort out the winnings. I'll definitely be doing more of these in the future. It was an absolute blast to host. So yeah, thanks again, and I will catch you all in the next video.